Hey, what's up? It's DJ. Here are your new and updated mods, Farm Sim 25, on Wednesday, August the 20th. In total, we got 21 mods today, all platforms, 16 new and 1 update. Yes, Alma is here. And PC and Mac players also got 4 new. Check those timestamps to see what you want to see first, and let's jump right in. Let's start them off with new ones for all platforms. We got some vehicles, the new Holland TC5.90 from Just Farming. It's got 258 horsepower, variable transmission, 400 liters of fuel. It goes 12 miles per hour, holds 6,400, not 1,000 liters. It weighs 11.5 tons. Decals, we've got new and old. I gotta be honest with you, the new ones look real fresh on there, but old is good too. Design, we've got the standard and gold edition, which it's gold, I guess. And then you've got animations of full animations and basic ones. So this is the same modder that brought us the Skoda Enyaq Coupe Plus yesterday, the one that was the police car. Well, this has got some pretty sweet. Did you see that? Bam, 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 bam. We're actually turning the key on and off, which I think is pretty sweet. I don't know if I've seen that before. Maybe. I feel like I haven't, though, so there is that as well. So we have 2 control groups. One is for the doors and the wheels. The other was for the maintenance hatches and mirrors. Pretty much everything we can see from inside, at least for the first set, so we will take a look at it. First things first, we've got our steering wheel. Boom, 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 boom. And we've got our door, which opens and closes. No sound difference, but we do get a nice little shoof whenever it closes up. So there is that. Now, for control group 2, we're gonna have to go outside of it. We're gonna bring the sound down just a bit. It's kind of loud, just a hair. So on here, we've got opening hatches, which is very, very cool. So you can see there, we've got a top hatch, which opens up, a side hatch. We've also got another side hatch on the other side too. Yay! So there it is, fully open, and then we've got full control over the mirrors as well. So we are able to move those around. I mean, the mirrors do work. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult to see where you're going with it, but hey, you've got them if you want them. So lots and lots of animations on here. Very cool to see. I'm loving the new norm with tons of animated bits. Next up is our JCB 412S from Sully. We showed this one off a couple weeks ago, and it is finally here for everybody. It is a wheel loader, 130 horsepower on it, 400 liters of fuel, 18 mile per hour max speed, weighs 10 tons, and it has a manual transmission, if that matters to you. Well, brands, you got Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, BKT, as well as Vredestein. Now we can change up a couple of these. So Continental, we've got a couple different sets here, and then in BKT, we've got a couple sets as well, 3 sets total in there, and then in Vredestein, we also have 2 sets. So multiple things, and then you've got mud guards, which you can add or take away. I kind of like the look of it without for a farm, or with if you're doing any kind of like work, which I think is pretty cool. So like work, I mean like if you're at the store and you're moving stuff around, you know, basically if a company owns it versus if the farm owns it. Maybe it's just me. Nonetheless, it is a very, very cool mod. We're going to grab it, take a look at it real quick in the game. It's got a great sound on it. I absolutely love it. We also have, of course, movements up and down, gear shifties, everybody's working perfect, which is great news. And you may also notice a different sound inside and outside. I don't think we've got animated doors on this. However, those would probably change if they did. Also, you might be able to hear as well. I know I mentioned this whenever I was doing my review of it. The sound, the engine sound actually comes from where it should instead of just a loud noise that the machine makes. I think that's pretty sweet. This is pretty cool stuff so far. What's next? It is the Pinnacle, Mac Pinnacle, but Pinnacle 6x4 pack. So it's going to be found at the P's, not the M's. We have 3 trucks in here. You got a low loader, dumper truck, and a tanker. Now this is from Anuremre, Anuremre. They were actually releasing these in Farming Simulator 22 as well. I don't think that we saw the one with the dumper, but we did see that from a different modder. So there is that as well. Nonetheless, with these trucks, of course, we've got engine options from 425 up to weight 505. beacon options, which could be added, which I'm guessing around the back. Yeah, there they are. Very cool there. Day cab premium, you could throw that on there if you want to. Yeah, I don't know if you would do that or not. You've also got a trailer hitch, which makes things nice and easy. Then a main color and rim color. And we do have all of the colors of the rainbow there. Now, we also have the dumper bed right here. This one is going to hold 14,000 liters. We've got that there. You can also bump it up to 18,000. I don't believe anything changes, but it just holds a little bit more. Seems like a lot just for a small tipper that you could buy for, a quarter of the price. But nonetheless, and then you've got a bunch of color options for that as well. We can make this a flatbed if you wanted to make it a flatbed. I think that's kind of neat. And then lastly, we have the tanker. This one will hold 14 or 22,000. I'm not sure if they think the 22,000 is unrealistic. It's not, but I think maybe that's what they're using through there. Engines are all going to be the same for everything. We do have a trailer hitch for this one as well, which is very, very, very nice. And it holds our liquids with one exception. Rip sauce goat milk. Why are people not putting goat milk in the tankers? Put them in the tankers. On to the next one. We got the Cressoni Compact 10 from the SMI modding team. So we also have some folding headers from them from grain. And this one is a folding header for corn and sunflower, 7.8 meters. It is a big boy, 6 mile per hour max speed, so no fast stuff through here. We have multiple attachments to fit different combines in the game, including New Holland, John Deere, CLAAS, Case IH, and Fendt. It's going to change up a little bit, not too much, so we got a New Holland combine on the map. May as well use that. And then we've got colors for Massey Red, John Deere Green, New Holland Yellow, Fendt Nature Green, CLAAS Green, AGCO Gray, and Case IH Red. We've got the New Holland, so let's go with that. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not quite sure if this thing's going to have enough power for it or not. Oh, it is real heavy. But it is what it is. Let's take a look at this unfolding animation. I think it looks super duper cool. Check this out. So we're folding out from the sides first. Then it's going to lower it all the way down, kind of like it's not a pendulum, but you can see what it's doing. I don't have to explain it. And then brings it down. Yeah. Takes a while. I'll be honest with you. It takes a little while, but it is very, very cool. And once this part is done and the augers are all lined up, then all the little bits and bobs will open up and fold down. 1 and 2. I can't believe I'm sitting through this entire thing. I just think it looks really cool. 3. And now we're ready to go. Whee! Yeah. Let's be to unfold the combine. There you go. It seems like this combine specifically would rock and roll with this. I'm not sure how far out the auger's gonna go. Yeah, you might be pushing it a little bit. Yo, talk about some animations. Hang on a minute. We gotta get up under this thing and take a look. Holy cow, that's loud. Look at that. Everything is working. Now that is cool. Usually we don't get to see up underneath these things. That is very cool. Next up, the New Holland Pack Header 5.1. Should be header pack, but it is what it is. In here, we've got 2 different bits and bobs. And of course, game go freezy freeze. I never had this many problems in 22. There we go. So the header itself is 1.2 tons, 5.1 meters at 6 miles per hour. And you may have noticed that it is in the, the look of a TX. I don't know why they didn't call us the New Holland TX header pack. Well, I guess we'll never know. Anyway, here's a header trailer for it. So you've got that. Then if we go out from there, we've got another one. This one is huge, but I guess it is what it is. You've got more sides for the back of it. You got a couple different setups for the beacon, although it is called gyro spars. And the rib color, there you go. You got that. I'm assuming that this would probably go for the TX32 here, which has got a 4-meter header. It can support a larger header for it if you want it. I don't know if the M135 is going to work with it or not. The TX62 would definitely work well with it. So, yeah, we've got a couple combines that it should work good with. More headers as we have the CLAAS CONVIO Flex Pack. This includes 3 headers. You got a 7.7, 9.3, and 12.3 meter working with on these. We have a couple different designs for the very ends, and then we have the laser pilot. I mean, it doesn't work, but it does look very cool. Kind of want one of these. Wish they did work. That would be awesome. You've got those available for all of these headers, so that is very, very neat. And my game's crashed again. I say crashed. It's frozen. Frozen solid. So cold in here. There we go. So where do these headers kind of fit in, at least with the base game stuff? So we do have a 6.2 meter grain head there, and then we have the 10.8. So that already gives us two headers in between the 7.7 and the 9.3. Then we have a 13.8 here, which is a good place for that 12.3 to fit in. So I think that's pretty sweet. Of course, we do have a bunch of other CLAAS headers as well, but again, it is nice to see even more. I'll take it. Next, we have an interesting one, and this is the Lemken Azurit 9 Solitair 23 from Reppy Gaming. Now, you may remember the Hispano Modding released his versions of these, or conversions rather, a little while ago on the 16th of last month, so a little over a month ago. These would hold between 600 and 6,000 liters of seed, which was very, very cool. However, we do have this version now, and it is none of those things, I guess. It is just the base version, no modifications, no colors, no nothing. 2,000 liters of seed there, 600 liters of seed here, and it does your planter crops. It is what it is, I guess. I've never seen a conversion with less features than other conversions. Next one's a Lely AP730 from the ARM team. Always great to see some ARM mods be dropping. We have two balers in here. They are going to be real interesting because one of them makes some itty bitty baby bales. We got 120 and 180 centimeter baby bales. Wheel brand, you got your Trelleborg on there as far as Michelin, and there it is. Now, the Michelin, we can change them up a little bit, so that's nice. We've got a couple different attachments. Oh, wait, hang on. Where's the attachments? About here? On the side? What is it changing? Standard with toolbar. Nothing's changing. All right, well, I don't see anything. We'll have to figure that one out. And then you've got the square bell twine or empty. So you can throw that in there. Chassis color, we change a few things here. Love the black on there. I think that looks great. We change up the main too, and then we've even got rims. Boom, there you go. Now, I'm more interested in this guy, the itty bitty little baby baler. This is what I want to see. So let's grab it and let's put it into the store. Also, attachment type, I'm assuming this is the very back with toolbar. You know what? Let's go with the toolbar. We'll just see what happens here. Well, since it needs 51 horsepower, I'm going to put that to the test. We got a tractor here with 57 horsepower. Unfortunately, I did not put a bell trailer on the back of this. I apologize. Let's turn it on and get it moving. Here we go. Let's get this thing in the right gear. There we go. All right. So it is picking up grass. I feel like we're missing a bunch. Maybe it's just the way that I've done the grass. Also, I will say this. I don't know if you're noticing this, but it's picking it up from over here, not right here. I think something's up. Yeah, I don't... You can call me crazy, but I'm not quite sure it's picking up in the right spot. I do have a mod that expands the working width, so that could have something to do with it. However, I'm not quite sure what's up, and I don't know if any of these are going to give us an idea of what is what. I know we've got sounds that are supposed to be coming from right there. Yeah, I'm not sure what's up here. Anyway, if you're having the same issues, let me know. Otherwise, well, it is baling just fine, so you can adjust things. By the looks of it, it does seem that it's picking up on this side, not this side. So it should be a pretty easy fix. Now, our next one is another Hispano mod. The first one today, though, Pöttinger Impress 125F Pro. This is going to be a round baler, 125 centimeter round bales. A couple different wheel options to choose from between Trelleborg and BKT. We also have the round bale netting in there, and then we've got color options. So we've got a main set here. We're just going to keep that on red for now because I think that's pretty obvious. The design here, we're going to go with yellow. Okay, so that's going to change up the top. Here's the other design. Let's go with, I don't know, green? Bright green? Okay, so the bit down there at the bottom. The other design, I think we should go with a pink. Aha! All the bits and bobs at the front. Another design? Really? There's so many designs. Let's go with blue here. Ho-ho! That is most of it. And then we've got rim colors, which are rim colors. Yeah, pretty cool. Another Hispanic conversion, the Kverneland 4140L. This one is a Mauer, 4 meters, 13 miles an hour, 85 horsepower required on it. Weighs 1.3 tons, pretty lightweight overall. You got your main red, design green, and rim colors. The Windrow, merger of the K-brand GA8030 from Agrar Design, Austria. Very nice, 70 horsepower. You've got 7.3 meter work width at 9 miles per hour. Wheel setups, we do have a standard set and a wide tire, and then you can go with either white or gray when it comes to your design. That's going to be on the very top. It doesn't also just do the design, it'll also change up the text as well. That's kind of neat. You go with a newer set or an older looking set. Next one on our list, the Kubota versus pack fertilizers. I'm kidding, it's the VS pack. You've got 3 setups here, do fertilizer and lime. You've got 1350, which will do, well, 1350 up to 1650 liters. Another one does just 800. And then one that does between 220 and 440 liters. Of course, we have that customization for the literage there with the old and new decal set for the back. There you go. And then we've got a base color, which is very nice. Beige enamel, and not quite toothpaste tractor. We'll go with Kubota orange on that. I'm also interested in the little guy right here. Very cool, very cool. And lastly, smack dab right in the middle. Now, working widths for these are going to be 42, 24, and 9 meters. Basically, this one is going to be more for your like vineyard kind of stuff. You can use regular fertilizers at vineyards. You don't have to use sprayers. Very cool. Hey, it's nice that we get some more Kubota stuff. Next up today from Nico 255 and Agrar Design Money, we've got the Lizard SV20. This is a slurry spreader. Also does digestate, of course. We have 2 of these. Now, at first I was like, hey, what's going on? But they've got for the 2 pumping systems. So this one is a little bit more of a go down and get it, and this one is a go out and get it style. So there you go. You can decide which one you like. We do have a couple different designs from red and green. You can also do a Samson look if you like that as well. A couple different wheel brands to choose from, which is nice, including standard tires and chunky buoys, which I'm always appreciative of. Color of pipe under the tank. You can change that up as well. Very cool. And then you've got color of the arm pipe. I guess that's going to be around towards here. There it is. Nice. You can do the short or long pipe for this. That's cool. And then the lift configuration. You can add that whole system on the back. However, at the end of the day, all of that is, mainly just for show, to be fair, on slurry tankers, especially for all platforms. You got 21,100 liters, 5.4 tons, 180 horsepower is required, 14 meter spread, and 9 miles an hour. You're going to see the same specs on both of these. So be ready for that. Oh, did my game just freeze up again? Oh, come on. Next up today, the Quicke Ballast Box 800 from the Money and the ABP team. This is pretty sweet. So this is a full weight box, 800 kgs by itself, hooks up via 3-point, only requires the bottom 2 hooks, no top hook. But you can make it 1600 by filling it up with some rocks. I love that. I think that is the coolest thing ever. I love it, love it, love it, love it. We also have full color options, and it tells you what it changes. Take notes. The box, orange. Obviously, it's a Quicke box after all. Bolts, orange, because, it's Quicke. It's Quicke box after all, but we can change them up to red, just so you can see. Just look at that. You don't need those to be colored, but they are. That's cool. The decals, obviously, we want to make these black. Where'd they go? Wasn't really much of a difference between gray and black, I guess. So there they are. And then the bar. Do we go pink? I think we go pink. So it is nice. Everything that it says changes the stuff. I like that it doesn't just say design 1, 2, 3, main, and rim color. What would be the rim color on this? Also new for all platforms, today we have the French temporary markings. A whole lot of different ones in here. Take a look at some of the screenshots. You can see all of these. I don't know what they say, but they look cool. Very, very cool. And lastly, today we have a new map for all platforms. This is Welcome to Lehndorf. This is from Franken Power and is an East German map, and they say is true to the area and represents the area realistically, which is very, very cool. I like that. There are 20 fields on here. Yes, 20 fields on a regular map. They are absolutely insanely large. So if you like big fields, this may be a good one as well. You just kind of want to cut all the stuff out of the middle. It looks like the map has pimples or birthmarks or something. This one looks like it's very surprised, and this one's not quite sure about life. All of these, they look like emojis. They really do. Look at this one. He's like, I'm so done with today already. That's awesome. I love it. All right, nonetheless, so we've got these huge fields, which first thing I would do is cut the trees out because I hate stuff being in the middle of my fields. Personal opinion, probably, but I think it's a popular one as well. $3.6 million for that one, 2.9 over here, but it does get a little bit better. 383 for our main farm there, main field. It does seem like they're a little higher than even I would suspect, but they're absolutely insane. I mean, farmland number 7 right here takes up what? What is that? Not quite a fifth, maybe a sixth of the map. I mean, it's bigger than a lot of the fields combined on other maps. So it is what it is. We also have new crops on here. So we have hummus active, mustard, silage, corn silage, rye, triticale, spelt, vetch rye, green rye, and field grass. I imagine they are using the new crops, which have been added for all platforms. Anyway, so that is very, very cool. What we get in new farmer mode? Well, we get farmland number 1, and then we get farmland 22 and 12, as well as 19 over here, although I suspect most people will probably sell that off. It's a little far away, and there's no direct road to it, but maybe you like to travel. Ain't nothing wrong with that at all. Here is your crop calendar. As always, we like to take a look at this so you can see exactly what does what and where is where. As far as animals go, no animals are on the map, so heads up there. Lots and lots of contracts, and yes, they are paying good. Fertilize field 8 for 86 grand. That's great. I love doing contracts anyway, so that's pretty sweet. We do have a couple things here. We have the LPG filling station, and we also have the LPG seed production, so we could do all kinds of seeds, which is very, very nice. You can see we could take different types of seeds to make, well, different types of crop to make other seeds, and we can't change anything from that. And then we have one thing, the VEB factory. We got a little bit of everything in here, which is very, very cool indeed. As far as our vehiculars go, well, there's one. I'm not quite sure what happened, but it's only showing the one, the Karcher sprayer. That's it. That's the only one in here. Look, there's only one on the list. So this whole area right here is our main farm, and we have a couple different things on here. Of course, we've got production set up for the filling station stuff. We've got the house and things like that, and the store is actually right across the road here to the right. There. So that makes things kind of nice and easy. You can just drive straight across and be good to go. We've got a lot of storage space, man, but there is no vehicles in new farmer mode, which is wild. There's also at least one required mod, the Salvage Hauls Pack. I don't know if there's any more. This is the only one that it made me download, and there are none listed on the website. Jumping over to our updates for all platforms, and it is finally here. Alma, Missouri 1.1 from Cello Buki, sitting at 699 megabytes. Oh, baby. I have a full video showing off everything with this, so you can check that out if you haven't seen it already. I feel like I released that like a month ago at this point, but we do have the full changelog. Alfalfa has been added, which can be sold, turned into silage, or used as animal feed, basically everything that you can use grass for. Soybeans now produce usable straw after harvest. It acts as regular straw, so nothing wound crazy through there. Field layout has been updated. The map now features 38 fields. And the farmland has been updated, which now contains 47 farmlands. A new store has been added, Alma Logistics, and you can purchase all required materials for constructible placeables. That is also basically the warehouse on the map. So if you're used to using a warehouse, that's that. Sped up the drying process in the corn dryer and added a smoking effect during operation. Reduced the price of dried corn, better reflect its market value. Updated sowing calendar for soybeans and wheat. Alfalfa can now be stored and compacted in bunker silos, again, Just like grass canned cornbread has been added to the bakery line, new dairy productions have been added, including condensed milk, yogurt, strawberry yogurt, cream, chocolate milk, and kefir. A fermenter has been added as a placeable, which converts grass, chaff, alfalfa, and dry alfalfa into silage and digestate. Basically, it is it's a fermenter production. That's what it is. Also, transport contracts have been fixed and now work as intended. Now, here's the big kicker right here. Due to all of the changes listed above, a new save game is strongly required. Now, I'm not going into it in this video. However, I have a save on the old version of Alma, and I'm going to be taking a look at it later on to see what has changed, if anything really. Do you really need a new save game? What do you get versus not getting? I can tell you, you're not going to be getting the extra field and farmland. However, I'm not sure if anything else has changed. So we'll take a look at that later on. Jumping over to new ones for PC and Mac players with Benalu Legras Mario to Dolly. This is from JHHG Modding. Looks like the branding hasn't really gone through yet for this one. Hopefully they get that finished up soon. That way it's released for all platforms. Elna's Dolly, we've got a standard set of wheels. We've also got a standard 2. No duals on here, so don't be expecting those. We also have a main color set up. We do have the J&M colors, which is kind of interesting. I like that. I do not have the unlimited color mod installed as per usual. However, we do have access to all the colors, so that's kind of nice. However, we don't have access to all of them when it comes to our wheels, but we do have all the ones you could possibly need. And I mean, look at this, toothpaste. That's pretty cool. Next one is Production Supply Trader. This allows you to purchase goods from a production's warehouse or sell them in any quantity. Buying goods directly from a production is more expensive than picking them up from a trade. For example, it allows you to sell goods. Only as much can be sold as is available in a production's warehouse, and traders pay less for goods sold directly from the production itself. Next to last is Map Supplementary Package. So this is a huge expansion pack for use on other maps, but it's also a mod itself. It has over 100 new production silos, generator sell points, and vehicles and trailers. Originally designed for use with their own design maps, it's now become an independent mod and can be used on any map and can be downloaded, again, just like a mod. They do say that almost every production requires electrical energy in order to function, and you'll find suitable power generators in the generators category. And they also say please do not place the original power generators as they only generate money, and there's a bunch of stuff in here. It's also a required mod for our last map. And here it is, Multimap. The idea for this map went all the way back to FarmSim 13. It is by the same modders that brought you that ridiculous 100 placeable mod that we just mentioned. Goodness gracious. So the name stands more for just multi-productions. Landscape is purely fictitious and located somewhere in Germany. So that is the idea behind that. There are 4 farms on this map. It is a 4X map as well. Which means my circle is ridiculous below me. And not only that, if you see the camera glitching here or there, it just means I'm loading in some new textures. I don't play on 4X maps. That ain't my thing. That's too big for me. 41 different fields on the map. And for a 4X map, that's pretty crazy. That is very crazy. I mean, basically, there's 10 fields per normal sized map. And they are expensive. So taking a look at some of the farmlands that we've got when we start off, 899,000, 1.49, 1 million, up here 1.3. But that's not all. We've got some other big ones out here, like 4.3 million there, 4 million down there, 2 million here, 2.6. It's a big map, and there's some big fields, and they're big expensive. As far as everything else goes, there's really not a lot of extra stuff other than all the productions and stuff that they've added in with their required mod. There are no new crops, which I'm extremely surprised about. The crop calendar is, pretty standard stuff through there. Only 4 animal pens. Got a chicken coop, pigsty, cow barn, and a sheep barn. And nothing wild and crazy through there either. Contracts, as I was mentioning, I've highlighted the harvesting contract here, $105,000. I love that. That's awesome. Of course, we've got some smaller contracts as well, some logging stuff, deadwood stuff. Fertilizing contracts are pretty sweet, so maybe check those out. That's awesome. Hey, we've got stuff for the Versatile DLC. That's pretty sweet. As far as productions, we do have 4 productions that you start off with, and well, here's all the ones that are on the map itself. I'll let you go through those and find what you're looking for. And then as far as everything else, here's what we get as far as our vehicles go. There is a decent chunk for vehicles and equipment. However, it's not as much as I was kind of expecting. I was kind of expecting with a massive area like this, we'd have a bunch of equipment, but you know, it is what it is. Oh yeah, here's your animal area, by the way. And as always, here are your required mods. And there you go. That is it for the mods today. However, we had other stuff this morning. We got rod and reel fishing coming to the Highlands fishing expansion, which is very, very cool. And I have posted my go-kart track for the Alma, Missouri Update 1.1. That is in that Alma video. I've got it in the posts section on my YouTube channel, so definitely check that out if you want to download it. It's PC only, unfortunately, because you can't download stuff like that on console, but I did include instructions on how to do it, so you should be good to go. Otherwise, hope you have an awesome day. We'll catch you in the next one.